Hello everyone, welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3 5th edition. Last time we collected Gale and released Lae'zel, and now that we have a party of 4 at level 2, it's time for us to start going dungeon diving. And in order to do that, we're going to have to deal with the party that lays ahead of us, standing guard out front of here. Now, we're going to want to do that in as quiet a way as possible, because inside there's going to be plenty of problems. So,
quite ready for you.
If we can have everything from the outside dealt with without issue, we're going to be far stronger for when we get inside without having to go and spam long rests. Now, down here, we have a couple of folks stood over a foundation block on a coiled rope next to this contraption. We've also got this guy up here, all on his own. And somewhere around here, yes, there she is, there goes a wizard as well. So we're going to want to position ourselves in such a way that we can shoot this rope without being seen. And I think from just about here we should manage it. We don't strictly need sneak attack. It won't even let us do that even. This coiled rope. Say goodbye to it. So it looks like they each took 50 damage. We've rolled initiative over here, so let's get the rest of the party involved. Effectively working off the same initiative, but we can't force them into the same initiative as the others. So because we're unseen attackers, we will just take 30 feet or thereabouts of movement and then attack actions. Don't think we're going to be able to see... Oh, we might be able to see her from up here. And if we can, before she gets an opportunity to cast mage armor, that would be great.
Oh, yes.
99% chance to hit that. Very good.
Maybe I should stay close.
Sorcerer is going to do just the same.
May the gods take you
If they can get the line of sight without interrupting things. And then Shadowheart, if you could finish that with your bow for 1 HP, that's excellent. That just leaves us here with the one guy up in front of us.
I feel alive.
Astarion will be able to hide as a bonus action as a rogue.
Fun.
Then come over here and sneak attack melee this guy from behind. And he crits. And with that, in one round of initiative, it's all over. 2d8 piercing and 2d6 piercing for sneak attack damage on that. So I think that's the most efficient I've ever had that fight go. Let's stick Shadowheart at the front of the party because she's going to not have very much going on in her inventory.
It's been a long
Even I can't decide how I want to pronounce things sometimes. But it's nice having the 4 of us because it means we are able to carry way more stuff in a party of 4 than we could when working alone or in duos. Right. We are able to pick through all the corpses from up here. We'll take thieves' tools, traps tools. A longsword is not going to be something for anyone here in the party. We can keep taking stuff to sell though, so we will do that until we find ourselves encumbered. Scale mail armor is medium armor 14 plus dex. We currently have 13 plus 2 dex. It will mean that we lose out on disadvantage while stealthing, but I think it's going to be worth the extra AC to us.
I'm ready. Whatever it takes.
So we'll put that on for now. Then we have a Scroll of Mage Armor. We can send that to Akidis. Scroll of Sleep we should probably send to Gale or someone. Then let's read this book. Each page of this illustrated book describes the meaning of a different Talis card. A message has been penned down on the title page. My dearest Quelana, while you were sleeping I did another Talis reading. I half expected to draw the Fool, because that is what I feel like. And what is your venture if not reckless? Instead I drew these. In the 10 of Waves, meaning divine love, bliss or illusions. The Comet, meaning riches found or fulfilled wishes. Death, meaning new beginnings. The suit of waves resembles love, and I know that we have it still frail, but can you blame my heart for beating faster when I saw these cards? I've been staring at them for an hour, and I need to go. The cups aren't going to clean themselves, but I know that when I come home tonight you'll be gone. But when you return, will you tell me if you feel the same, or if this was just a blissful illusion? I love you, Alice. Well, that person's not coming home, I'm not too sorry to say. That's everything that's to be found here. We can head on down the back entrance, but I don't really think it's necessary. So
I'll take this way.
first thing I'm going to do is see just how well do we interact with ladders now. Seems much better than last patch, which I'm incredibly grateful for. The animation's floating a little ways away from the ladder, but the fact that we were able to get up and down it is certainly beneficial to me. Those two decided to go back up, so it's not perfect. It's not yet perfect, but as long as I can actually get up and down things that are intended to be climbed, I'm happy. Alright, Shadowheart is becoming encumbered already. So, Astarion, please take some of the stuff that she's gathered. A whole extra suit of armor probably isn't doing her any favors. Then, who's going to have a knock on this door? We could just try and pick it.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times.
But I think we can skip the picking and just knock.
I have to put my hands on everything.
We've got high charisma.
Like you, Gibblebook? Everything alright out there?
And of course we have high charisma, and we have proficiency in deception. He triggered a trap, he needs help, now! DC 10, we can get guidance, because the person on the other... So, I'll explain this in full. Guidance is a spell that gives you an extra d4 on a check, or a save, or something. No, just ability checks, excuse me. Saves are something else. You can technically, so long as a member of your party has it, put guidance onto any skill check in conversation. But I would think that if I was amongst a group of people having a conversation, and I saw one of them cast guidance on the person I was having a conversation with, that would seem shady and suspicious to me, and something that isn't going to fly in most scenarios. So typically in a conversation, I won't use guidance. However, this person's on the other side of a door, so I don't think they would see Shadowheart doing it. So we will have guidance on this particular roll. And with our charisma, proficiency, and some guidance, that goes well.
Oh, I told him it wasn't safe out there. Get inside and I'll rustle up some bandages.
So this guy's going to unlock the door for us. And immediately, he's in for a bad time. We get a tutorial about dark vision. The person in front of us is surprised, which is lovely. Gale is here at the front of the party for some reason. And we do not have a melee cantrip spell attack, do we? No. So in that case, let's try toppling. Swipe at a creature to knock it prone, once per short rest. So it looks like we don't do any damage when we do that, and they made their save, so that's just a nothing happened kind of deal.
Well, so much for peace.
We have Shocking Grasp, So we are able to make a melee spell attack roll.
Find a way forward.
6 damage is good. Astarion probably isn't going to be able to get quite out of this guy's vision cone.
Time for a new approach.
Oh, we've managed to hide, so we can sneak attack. Perhaps because he was surprised that was so easy to sneak and get sneak attack. Short swords, leather armor, a key. So while in darkness, if you do not have dark vision or a source of light, you will have disadvantage on attack roll against a foe. If you do have dark vision, you will not have disadvantage. So
No more prayers. Only dust and silence.
we as a tiefling have dark vision. Astarion as an elf has dark vision. Shadowheart as a half-elf has dark vision.
Not here.
And Gale does not as a human. There are spells and magic items that can grant you dark vision. Otherwise, you just kind of have to use torches, candlesticks, things of this ilk to help you get by. But if you're struggling to attack things in the dark, it may well be because you do not have dark vision at the time.
Keep your distance, darling.
Now, there's a lot of food and things around here. There's a whole supply pack there. Let's give that to Gale, because I think he has the most
Magic.
weight capacity at the moment. Did the darkness in the game reset? I know the visuals got an overhaul, but this corner seems very dark, even when we have a hero with dark vision. I guess it brightens up a little bit as we walk over this side of the room. Let's see if there's anything on these. Nothing there. On this side, nothing there either. We could take all of the food and everything else, but I think for a good while we're not going to need it. We have a lot of supply packs, and for a party of 1 or a party of 4, one supply pack always does 1 day's resting. So, leaving the rest of that cheese, we now have this door over here to consider ourselves with. So we can see a bunch of others behind. We can see an oil barrel there. So I think what we're going to want to do
And these things are stated.
is we'll get Achilles stood there. We will separate the party so we're not all moving at the same time. Shadowheart, if you could come and stand by the lever,
Still alive.
we will
So
turn out these torches so that we might be in darkness when this door is opened. Then we will go to turn-based mode. Then Shadowheart can open this door. I should have snuck. Yeah, I didn't have everyone sneaking. That's my fault. I really want this oil barrel to explode, but now I've ruined my opportunity to do that. We don't have any alchemist's fire or anything to throw, which is a great shame. So I think we're going to want to... Let's try a hamstring shot on this guy with the club so that they can't run towards us as efficiently. So they failed. So let's see. Movement speed reduced by 50%, removed by healing. So they can't now come and rush this doorway quite as efficiently, which is wonderful. Wizard in the back. Action for mage armor. Moves towards us. Then Gale. Probably
step to it.
going to be able to now firebolt the oil barrel.
My
We still managed to kill a few of them in that blast, which is wonderful. And we'll try our best to get out of that doorway. Astarion can probably get a shot on one of these folks. If we step to just about here, we might be able to hide. And then if we step back over, sneak attack ranged Mari. Another critical hit on sneak attack, which is incredible, because that becomes 2d6 piercing plus 3 and 2d6 piercing for 12. So a lot of damage off the back of that. Then we just have Torga remaining. Unfortunately, they are going to get a turn.
Lance board is set.
And they shot an arrow of ensnaring at us, perhaps? Or, okay, they used ensnaring strike on Gale. So we want to kill Torga, and I think, given that it's now 4v1, we shouldn't have too much trouble doing that. That's not going to help us. Gale took damage because we're on shared initiative, which is slightly a pain, really, because Shadowheart technically is to go first, and if Shadowheart had killed this creature in her turn, then Gale would not have the spell effect on him anymore, even if we just break the concentration. So they make the save on maintaining their concentration, which is fine. Gale has a much harder time making that shot because he does not have dark vision, even though half the room is on fire. We failed to hide, so we cannot sneak attack now. But we may well be able to do 4 damage. We could not. Alright, there's a risk Gale goes down now. Yep, so Gale is down. So when a character goes down, they are at 0 hit points, but they are not dead yet. Then you'll see this graphic above his head. We have a light side with 3 increments leading to a star, and a dark side with 3 increments leading to a skull. On each of Gale's turn, he will roll a d20. On a 1 through 9, you fill in one of the dark segments. On a 10 through 20, you fill in the light segments. And if you get to 3 dark segments full, you are dead. If you get to 3 light segments full, you are alive and stable. You also get benefits for a critical success or 2 losses on a critical failure. And your friends can also help you up. Or you could be healed by a spell or a potion. So they are dealt with. Oh, that's so good. Previously, in this kind of a situation, the death saves would just keep rolling. But now it seems when your friend is down at the end of a fight, they just immediately become stabilized rather than rolling death saves over and over, sometimes even during a cutscene where you can't intervene. So let's step over to Astarion. We will click the help icon, which is a full action in combat, and he now has 1 hit point. We will collect the party back together. Now, we'll want to heal him before we get into any more action, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem right now. How are we doing for inventory space? Gale is the one with no large amount of weight being carried, so we'll let him pick through some pockets. We get a Scroll of Burning Hands, which he can cast. The Journey Through the Jungle. The sun had just fallen below the horizon when I heard its call, 1,000 reed pipes at once, whistling a single beautiful, terrible song. Ula Thalonga, the Jaw, said Jaw, it's coming. Jaw dropped her pack and scurried up the nearest biter. With a bit more effort, I climbed a tree of my own, and the 2 of us surveyed the grassy ground beneath. Ah, woo! There it was again. Above and beneath and all around, so close my skull vibrated from the sound. The ferns and foliage under me ripped and swayed, jaw held a finger to her lips to demand my silence, and in one motion it snatched her. A vine? A tentacle? It hardly mattered. The hunter had found its prey. Jaw's screams swelled and then faded as Ulla Tholonga dragged her away. I leapt down to give chase, but the creature left no mark behind. The grasses were untrampled, the shrubs unbroken. I had only the memory of that harrowing call to guide me. That sounds like something I don't want to find in Chapter 2 or 3 of this game. We'll take that, we'll take that. We'll take this stuff for selling later. There's a lot of corpses around here. Many burnt quite badly. Ringmail heavy armor, no one is proficient with. A great club is rather heavy, but we'll take it. How much is that ringmail worth? 300. If we're not encumbered yet, I will take it. Poison, alchemist's fire, these are the things that I want. This room has historically been empty. Let's just check a few of the containers. Yep, nothing of value it seems here. We can move this mirror. Doesn't seem to do anything though. Rustic chest. A single gold piece.
Right.
Did we do Barton already? We did. There's a thieves' tools over here. Let's see if we can't get Gale a torch. So he'll put down his quarterstaff equipped,
Step by step.
and instead take the torch with them
Right away.
be lit in his hand. And then amongst this place we've got records, books, chests and the like. A single quill has no weight and is worth 1 gold. If I could carry an infinite amount of them I would. A plain bowl and some kind of lever.
I wonder what.
I will show you what that did in just a moment. Fine dust coats the pages of this weathered book. Beneath the bone-white powder, hundreds of short obituaries are recorded in tiny script. Grobian Tipple, Ilmatar, drowning. Ivan Arkinson, Ogma, infernal rot. Devrin Stout, saloon, fever. Sounds like a bad time. What about the unclaimed? The sturdy-bound story of a cleric of Shah. I'll skip that one for now. Could look through every single bookcase, but that would be a lot to do just for the sake of maybe finding something among the wreck. And this door is now open,
With ease.
which is very welcome. And so we can move through to this ornate door. And passing through, we end up within a dank crypt.
Yes. I'm getting a distinct whiff of crypt. Undisturbed, too. Till now.
Well, I guess it's going to be our job to disturb it next time. Thank you ever so much for watching. If you're enjoying the series, please do consider subscribing or hitting that like button. If you have any questions, comments, or recommendations for me to do this patch, please let me know down below. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Cheers.